born into two of Europe's most scandal-ridden royal families. Princess Alexandra of Hanover has lived her entire life under a shadow, a mother who's buried two husbands, a father she hasn't seen in years, and a bloodline cursed with decades of heartbreak, betrayal, and loss. Will she be the one to break the cycle, or the next royal tragedy? Alexandra's birth came just months after her parents' marriage on January 23, 1999, a union that was itself steeped in controversy from the beginning. Her mother, Princess Caroline of Monaco, was 42 when she married Prince Ernst August of Hanover, making this her third marriage after experiencing profound personal tragedies that would define her approach to motherhood and royal duty. Alexandra was christened on September 19, 1999, by Horst Hirschler, Landesbischof of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Hanover, in a ceremony at her father's hunting lodge Auerbach near Grünau im Almtal, Upper Austria. This private ceremony reflected her parents' attempt to shield their daughter from the media scrutiny that had plagued Caroline's previous relationships. Princess Alexandra of Hanover carved out a name for herself early on as a talented junior figure skater. She even represented Monaco at the European Youth Olympic Festival, showcasing a dedication and grace that hinted at a promising athletic future. Her education took place in Monaco, where she attended the prestigious L'Institution François d'Assise Nicolas Barré, grounding her upbringing in the principality that remained central to her identity. Today, Alexandra is best known as a rising fashion icon. With a keen eye for style and a confident presence, she has become a fixture in the front rows of some of the world's most renowned fashion houses, from Dior and Stella McCartney to the ever-iconic Chanel. Her sartorial choices blend high fashion with an approachable edge, marking her as one of the most watchable young royals on the fashion circuit. Another highlight in her social calendar is the Monaco Grand Prix, where Alexandra mixes designer labels with high street chic to create effortlessly stylish ensembles. But perhaps the most striking part of her appearances is her dashing boyfriend, Ben Sylvester Strautmann. Born into a wealthy German family but raised in Monaco, Strautmann stepped into the public eye alongside Alexandra in 2017. The couple's enduring presence at social events suggests that wedding bells could be on the horizon for this young royal couple. At 26 years old, Alexandra is the youngest of 5 siblings, with 3 half-siblings from her mother's side: Andrea Casiraghi, 41, Charlotte Casiraghi, 39, and Pierre Casiraghi, 37, and 2 additional half-brothers, Prince Ernst August and Prince Christian, from her father's previous marriage. This complex family structure has required Alexandra to navigate relationships across multiple generations and family dynamics, each shaped by their own traumas and public pressures. The age gap between Alexandra and her older half-siblings from her mother's first marriage is particularly significant. When she was born, Andrea was already 15, Charlotte was 13, and Pierre was 11, old enough to remember vividly the tragedy that had shaped their mother's life and would inevitably influence Alexandra's upbringing. To fully understand Princess Alexandra's life, one must first comprehend the extraordinary trauma that defined her mother's existence. Princess Caroline of Monaco, daughter of the legendary Prince Rainier III and Hollywood icon Grace Kelly, has endured a series of devastating losses that would break most people. Born January 23, 1957, as the eldest child of Rainier III and Grace Kelly, she was initially heir presumptive to the Monegasque throne until her brother Albert's birth. Caroline's first marriage to Philippe Junot ended in divorce, but it was her second marriage that would bring both immense joy and devastating sorrow. In October 1990, her husband, Stefano Casiraghi, was killed in a boat race, leaving Caroline a widow at 33 with 3 young children. This tragedy occurred when Caroline was at the peak of her happiness, having found love again after her first failed marriage. The impact of Stefano's death cannot be overstated. Caroline left Monaco, and its gossip, scandals, and drama behind. She took her kids and her broken heart to a French village. They disappeared from the spotlight for years. When Caroline finally showed her face again, people were shocked by her appearance. This period of self-imposed exile profoundly shaped Caroline's approach to protecting her children from public scrutiny, a philosophy that would later influence how she raised Alexandra. Alexandra's father, Prince Ernst August of Hanover brings a turbulent and high-profile legacy to her family history. Born on February 26, 1954, he is the head of the House of Hanover, a former ruling dynasty with historic ties to the British monarchy. While his heritage is steeped in nobility, his personal life has been overshadowed by public scandals, volatile behavior, and repeated legal troubles. Ernst August's connection to Princess Caroline of Monaco first emerged in the mid-1970s, when the two became briefly engaged before parting ways. 2 decades later, a chance meeting during a 1996 Swiss ski holiday rekindled their relationship. They married on January 23, 1999, in Hanover, a union that many hoped would bring mutual stability after years of personal challenges for both. Instead, the marriage was soon tested by controversy and public incidents that kept the couple under constant media scrutiny. Throughout Alexandra's childhood, her father's frequent brushes with the law, ranging from allegations of assault to confrontations with the press, contributed to an atmosphere of tension. Known for a fiery temper and an often confrontational style, he has been involved in multiple public incidents that sparked media attention and legal consequences. One of the most notorious episodes occurred in the 2000s when he faced allegations of assault during altercations with photographers and journalists attempting to capture his private moments. These confrontations often escalated quickly, painting a picture of a man struggling to balance royal dignity with personal volatility. His sometimes erratic public appearances, whether at social events or in everyday life, have added to a reputation marked by unpredictability. Critics have argued that his behavior has been damaging not only to his own standing, but also embarrassing for the Hanoverian royal family, which once held significant historic influence in Europe. The marriage gradually broke down, and by the early 2010s, Ernst August and Caroline were living largely separate lives. Despite being effectively estranged for over a decade, they have never divorced, a fact that has kept their separation in a state of legal and emotional limbo. For Alexandra, this has meant growing up with a father whose public image has often been a source of embarrassment and speculation, and whose absence from her daily life reinforced a distance that has never appeared to have been resolved. As a young woman in her mid-20s and born into a digital age, Alexandra must navigate social media, public scrutiny, and modern expectations of royal transparency while maintaining the privacy her mother fought so hard to preserve during her childhood. Recent glimpses into Alexandra's life suggest she is attempting to forge her own path while honoring her complex family legacy. Princess Alexandra took to her Instagram to share personal photos from this year's Rose Ball, including a snapshot with her sister Charlotte Casiraghi, indicating her willingness to engage with the public at large while maintaining close family relationships. Her relationship with her older half-siblings appears to be strong, which is remarkable given the complex family dynamics and significant age differences. This suggests that Caroline succeeded in creating unity among her children, despite the traumatic circumstances that shaped their family structure. Princess Alexandra represents the intersection of two significant European royal houses, each carrying its own burdens of history and expectation. As a member of the House of Grimaldi, she is part of the Monaco succession line, though her position has been affected by her uncle, Prince Albert II's legitimate and illegitimate children. As a Princess of Hanover, she carries the legacy of a German noble house with historical connections to British royalty. The dramatic events that have shaped her family, her mother's multiple tragedies, her father's scandals and estrangement, the early loss of her maternal grandparents, and the complex dynamics of a blended family, have created a young woman who must balance royal duty with personal healing and growth. Princess Alexandra of Hanover embodies the complexities of modern European royalty, where ancient traditions meet contemporary challenges, and where personal trauma intersects with public duty. Born into privilege, but raised in the shadow of scandal and loss, she represents both the resilience of the human spirit and the ongoing evolution of royal identity in the 21st century. Her story is far from complete, but it already reflects the dramatic legacy of two royal houses and the strength required to forge an individual identity within such extraordinary circumstances.